It's your weekend update with your host, Ghostlink. Good evening, I'm your host, Ghostlink. Welcome to the first week of June, where the weather's finally perfect for riding, the racing is getting rowdy, and manufacturers are apparently looking backwards to move forward. Our top story takes us to the track. On Saturday, Marc Márquez completely dominated the MotoGP sprint here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Márquez converted his pole position into a commanding victory at the Balaton Park circuit. Leading from start to finish, it is his first major sprint win since recovering from major shoulder and foot surgeries following a massive crash back in May. Apparently, the secret to Márquez's speed this weekend was simple. He was riding like he just saw his ex-girlfriend walk into the pit lane. In massive industry news, Kawasaki just shocked the entire riding world by announcing they are bringing back large displacement big bore two-stroke dirt bikes after a 20-year absence. They debuted the all-new KX327 and KX327X featuring a 327cc fuel-injected two-stroke engine. Kawasaki says the modern fuel injection makes the power smoother and more comfortable than traditional carbureted two-strokes. Who would have thought in 2026 we'd be bringing back the classic brap? It's the perfect bike for off-road riders who want the lightweight simplicity of a two-stroke, but also miss the distinct sensory experience of smelling like unburnt oil and lawnmower exhaust at the end of a hard trail ride. Speaking of absolute chaos, the Isle of Man TT officially wrapped up this week, and it was plagued by some of the most brutal weather the island has seen in years. The iconic senior TT race was hit with a sudden red flag during the second lap due to an incident and worsening weather. Because the schedule was totally ruined by rain, race organizers officially declared the race completed after just one lap of running. Dean Harrison was leading by 15 seconds when the flag dropped, making him the official senior TT winner with Peter Hickman in second and Josh Brooks in third. Winning the most dangerous race in the world after only completing a fraction of it is the ultimate biker's dream. It's like showing up to a final exam, finding out the school's plumbing exploded, and getting handed an A+ just for wearing a backpack. Meanwhile, Yamaha has officially issued an urgent recall for a batch of its 2026 TW200 Dual Sports over a potential speedometer failure. The safety notice states that inappropriate materials were used in the gear assembly, which can cause the parts to deform and stop the speedometer from working entirely. Yamaha warned that if riders can't accurately tell how fast they are going, it increases the risk of a crash. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm pinning a TW200 wide open down a trail, I don't need a speedometer to tell me that I'm doing exactly 34 miles an hour. Before we sign off tonight, we need to take a second to talk about the real stakes of what we do. Every time we put our helmets on, we accept a risk, but it never makes it any easier when members of our extended riding community do not make it home. This past week, we lost 2 more on the tarmac. Early on Sunday morning, May 31st, right around 3 a.m., an absolute tragedy unfolded in Dallas County. A female passenger riding on the back of a motorcycle fell from the bike near the Woodall-Rogers Freeway ramp to northbound Interstate 35 East. And despite wearing a helmet, she was immediately struck and killed by an unknown vehicle. And to make a horrific situation even worse, that driver didn't have the basic decency to pull over, leaving the scene completely. And because of that coward's hit and run, investigators are still working the case, and officials have since released a name for the victim: Ceara Sky. She was someone's daughter, a friend, and a member of the riding community. She deserves to be remembered, known, and given justice. And then unfortunately down in Austin, on the same night, Sunday Night Ride cut another incredibly young life short. Austin police have officially identified the rider as Luis Angel Gomez-Herrera. Luis was just 19 years old. He was riding down the 9300 block of North Lamar Boulevard just before 10 p.m. when his motorcycle collided with an SUV. Luis was tragically pronounced dead right there at the scene. A young guy with his entire life and decades of riding ahead of him, gone in a single split-second intersection conflict. Whether it's Luis Angel Gomez-Herrera down in Austin or our sister Ceara Sky in Dallas, whose family is still waiting for answers from a driver who fled in the dark, these aren't just traffic statistics. They are our people. They are part of our community. So chat, crew, team, wherever you're watching tonight, please join me in a brief minute of silence to pay our respects to Luis and to Ceara and to the families that they left behind. Check on your people, look out for your passengers, and please watch your spacing out there on the highway. Good night and ride safe.